everybody, was good, was popping. My name is Joy Randy, and today I'm with an amazing set of people, and we'll be talking about adulting. So on my right, I have Opeyemi. He's a back-end developer, Python. On my left, I have Mariam. She's a Coco Mag editor. Akpao. I have Onome. She's an influencer, a forex trader, and a people of her life. Then over there, I have Lanky Lekon. He's a politician and an entrepreneur. Yeah, so today I'll be talking about adulting with this amazing set of people. Do you guys consider yourself adults?
No,
I do.
I do too. Yeah, I do.
You have a choice.
Okay, so all of us are.
Adult life comes at you fast.
At what point do you internalize that you are an adult?
Well, I feel like with me, it came with like age and few things that happened like in my life, my family life basically, yeah, and like certain responsibilities I had to like take up.
Financial.
Yeah.
So basically, when you realized you were an adult was when you had to start spending money. When you started.
Yes, basically.
Okay, you.
I think for me, it was one day my dad called me and he was like, which church are you going to? I'm like, I'm not going to any church. And I was like, no, you have to go to Anglican church. Because if you don't go to Anglican church, I will vex and I will not send you more.
At that point, you realize you needed to.
At that point, I'm like, okay, so the relationship you have against me is for you. So, okay, no problem. Let's go and find money.
Okay,
For me, I was moving out of home. I left like when I was 20, and I left to a different state. Like I moved to an entirely different state. So moving helped me realize that
when you left, they were not sending you money.
they were once or twice, but then I had immediate needs that
You
I
couldn't
couldn't
ask
really
for card.
explain exactly. Then I had to tell you.
When did I realize? I don't know. Probably because I'm the first one. It's always been like something that I've been like
Exactly, that's how I
mind. So
First
it didn't really become like just bam. It's always been there partially. So I think, but
What gave you those hints as a child? That
As a
like
child?
okay, as a first
when
born,
okay,
you're
now put
going
it this way:
to-
when something happens and my mom's like, "You are the firstborn. You're supposed to be more mature than this. You're older. You're supposed to be more mature than this." So literally, it was like whether I wanted to be an adult or not, I had to be.
Okay,
from
so
a very young age.
So if all of us had a choice, would you guys rather be solely under your parents? Like if you had a choice, how is adulting treating you?
It definitely has its downs, but it has its ups as well, Sha.
So I feel like you probably discover like the best version of yourself
The best.
or your happiest version when you are doing what you want, when you want it and how you want it. I think that's like when you are free.
So
And for youth like us, I think freedom is what we crave the most.
So you rather be happy than rich, or like than have someone your parents cover
If
your
I
bills?
don't
You rather
have
be
money, I
alone.
cannot be happy.
No more. The pressure
Yeah.
is setting.
Normal there.
But the thing is, at least I know that if I don't have money, I don't have money on my own terms. And if I have money, I know, okay, yes,
You spend it
it's
on
my
your own
money.
terms.
It's my money. And then I spend it how I want it. So
Right
Yeah,
now.
I would rather be an adult.
Like when I mean like having your money, doing your thing yourself. You rather that than being at home.
Yeah.
Why?
Because independence, yeah, I like the idea that I get to choose when I want to eat, how I want to eat, right? What I want to eat, yeah, exactly. Most of the time I decide to come home, even though I don't really go out. It's not really about going out or going to
living well.
It's just knowing that, you know,
You're doing everything
by yourself at
yourself.
your own pace, at your own time. Nobody is telling you to do this, do that.
You rather be an adult too.
While there are ups and downs, if there was a bus driving adulthood right now, I'll be like, I was comfortable.
That's one level. Oh wow.
Adults would like
Life in
Yeah.
general, maybe not life in general for me, because obviously there's some interesting parts.
Yes.
But adulthood is like a grinding machine, like one very intense grinding machine. If you don't stay strong, the amount of times you want to break.
When you say break, what do you mean?
Okay, throughout last year I was laughing with a lot of people. Like I was laughing, everybody was like, this guy did cheer and stuff. But I can't count how many times last year I actually thought of taking my own life. Not like I was depressed, but I'm like, I'm already stressed out too much. Like I didn't sign up for all this. For sure, this year started nice, but then it has gone down. But still on still, sha. Still on still. No, that's literally what adulthood is like.
Yes.
Roller coaster and
Yes.
ups and downs.
So
But
for everybody, was more like what made you realize you're an adult was money, not age, not it was money. When you realize that okay, let's
responsibilities,
start.
not money.
Like, let's not call
Let's
it
not call
just
it money. Responsibilities.
It's a lot. It's not
Yeah.
just one
It's not
thing.
just-
Responsibilities, money, and then I think the situations you find yourself. So I think
Having
finding
to
that
make
you're an
more
adult is
decisions.
not a one-time thing. It's you're in this
Continuous
situation.
process.
Yeah, exactly. And you
Yes.
realize, shit, I'm an adult and I have to handle this situation all the time.
yeah, with great power
Like the
comes great
realization
responsibility.
the realization is different for
Different from everybody.
Yeah, I
else's
think
experience.
when you
Yeah,
start
exactly.
when you start doing adult things, there'll be adult consequences.
Yeah.
Like when you have unprotected sex and then the girl comes and
She's pregnant.
You cannot call your parents.
Yeah.
You're right, because
So-
at that time you might even be like 19, but that's an adult thing.
So like
Is there anybody here that is solely independent? Like not one of you or all of you do not collect money from your parents at
I'm
all.
not independent.
I'm
Yeah,
not so
I'll not say I'm solely
I
independent.
can't say I'm
Akbang!
I can't say I'm 100% independent. I feel like my relationship with my parents, I've amended it a lot within the past year. So now I know that I'm not asking them, okay, be sending me money every
Yeah.
month. But I know that when I'm in big
Dire need
problem,
of it.
and I don't want to put myself in a situation where I feel indebted to someone, I know that I can always reach out to them and see that I need this particular amount of money. I think we've gotten to that point of understanding where we know that okay, this guy is an adult and if he needs my help, I can come through for him if I can afford
To come true for me.
Yeah.
So that's the point where I am now. I'm not relying on them, but I depend on them.
Yes, they're dependable. You can call and know that if your
Yeah,
man has, he's going to come through.
Yes.
Okay.
One, I have been independent and paying my bills for like a long time now. So I wouldn't call them, like my friend's point of call wouldn't be them. I'll actually call my friends first that I think have the money and I can go around there. Before I now think of them, they'll be like my last, okay, I'm dying. But then I won't get into that. I'll just need money.
People I can depend on. I have my mom. My dad is my mom. I have my mom. I have my mom's siblings.
I won't say I'm not independent at all. I am independent to some extent, obviously. But if he reach the face, I know I'm calling home because me and my dad have this weird relationship. He's only control over me right now. He thinks he has control over me. Well, anytime he does anything, he's like, I'm not sending money. And I'm looking at him like, if I just start earning steady, this man will literally have no relationship. Like right now, we are in a situation where if I don't call him in a week, he's telling me he will deduct a certain amount out of my allowance. I'm like, okay, money.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
No, because if I didn't break out early, something that I know that my
No, like
I've done.
funny story is last month he deducted. I'm like, no difference. Like money you gave me before was enough, so they're like no difference. But the reason why last month didn't affect me was like I made some money last month, so it didn't really hit me like that. I'm like, okay, but then the way this month is going, sharp, I have to be a good boy.
I think my dad, the point where he realized, see, I have no leverage over this boy. I think it was that year that lockdown happened. And I had a lot of money that he bought. So I didn't talk to him. We had issues. He wanted me to come on when the lockdown started. I didn't want to. Then we stopped talking. We didn't talk for like 6 months. I didn't call him. He didn't call me. So, and it was not only him. I went offline. Nobody was able to reach me. So I think December, he had something to do in the lorry. And then he came. And then he called me, reached out, and okay, please. So I went to see him. I went with some of my friends. They drove. So when he saw me, and I just cleared it, I said, sir, how much are you selling to me? 20,000. I spend more than that on data. Like, so I'm like, your money is not what I've been surviving on for a very long time. Out of respect to you, because I know the kind of person that you are, I don't say no when you send me. That's why you need to, I don't usually call you for money. Because like, I don't need that money right now. I have a business that I'm running, I'm doing good. And it was at that point that it became humble. I apologized. And since then, He has been very supportive, very, very supportive. And then he said I should be calling him every Saturday. That was the resolution of that day. So since then, every Saturday.
They set alarm.
You get.
So he said, because I feel like where they are coming from, they just want to feel important. And
Yeah.
the way they,
But the way
what
they're
makes
going
them
about
feel
it,
important,
exactly.
the fact that they can still send money.
Yes.
So every
Because when they
Saturday,
go
They
about
like
it,
being dragged like this thing.
like this thing with you, girl, like I don't need
Like
you. They
it.
like being
so since
content
then,
like
every
that.
Saturday, I
That's
call
what I
him.
wanted to say. That's the recipe for enjoying food.
Honestly.
We actually have to
Confrontation.
Like,
Do you guys think adulting is different for both genders? Do you think a gender has it easier? Do you think with parents, like we're talking about this thing a lot in relation to our parents, right? Do you think it is harder for girls to break out? Because that's stereotype. This thing you
That's
did,
stereotype.
they know about me where I'm saying it here. I won't do it to you, mommy. I won't do it.
But I did not even get the chance to do it
Okay.
because like past and everything. Like my dad was like the exactly like the strict one. My mom is like more of like the
She's
okay,
lenient.
she will listen to you, like just gently nudge you in the right direction. My dad like no, do this, don't do this, that kind of thing. He did it with love, like I understood where he was coming from, but at the same time like he was that
He was very stern.
So because like maybe like that 100 level, 200 level time when I would go back home, that kind of thing, there's curfew. If you're not in this house by 5, this and that kind of thing, by 5 p.m. I'm like, in this Lagos, we
don't do that in Lagos.
We don't do that. Because whenever I go to the island,
What time
and
do you want to come
my
back?
house is
Hold
far.
on. Yeah.
I spent like 3 hours on the road just because I'm coming back from. So like I'd rather like not even go out at all. Exactly. And that made me stop going home so regularly because of like the
That the stringent rules are
exactly.
home.
Exactly. So well, back to the subject matter. So I never really got the chance to like break out totally because I mean
It's
but
not
like
even anymore.
but like my mom has always been
Yeah, so now that she's the only one, it's easy for you to be yourself.
I could just call her.
When you
and
broke
go
out.
somewhere.
Was it a toxic situation or like
I go into that conversation as long. But the first time like I broke out, I was like 15, something happened and I left their house and I was staying in my auntie's house. And then immediately after that I went to my first uni and I was staying off case, so I mostly wasn't going home at all until I graduated. And then when I didn't graduate.
You dropped
But
out.
yeah, after I dropped out in 2015, I moved to
you're learning, and then since then you've been on your own? Do you think it's easier for you as a boy to just, like you said that your dad is the person that like, the only reason why you're still being nice to your parents is because your dad
Not my
is
parents,
still,
my dad.
your dad is because he's still giving you money. So do you think that if you had money it would be very easy for you to break out?
If I had money, I wouldn't call my father. Not like I hate him,
Yes.
but that relationship is not something I want to keep going the way it's going. If I had money, I would try just calling my mom like, hello woman, how are you? Are you good? Okay, send that money and that's all. If my father asks me, tell him I'm okay. I might not even pick his calls. Because that whole I have money so I can control relationship is not something
It has spoiled people's relationship.
like forever.
Okay, what do you think now? Generally, let's regard the stereotype that for girls it is harder to break out. Do you think? Okay, for me, let me talk because for me it's I had issues with my parents and like we have settled. I'm not angry. You are not angry. Don't beat me. Like I had very serious issues with my parents at some point, and I'm a very confrontational person. Like I'm very emotional. So when I get angry or happy, like my emotions drive how I react basically. So when I got very depressed, I didn't give a shit what I was saying. I was just saying and I was just doing, right? So it kept spoiling our relationship. Now my mom is religious and like when I was being religious, she believes in humanity. Like she's a nice person, right? So she's not willing to just toss her child away. So it was more of a situation where we were condoning each other. Like you're not gonna throw me out now, and until they threw me out, then I realized milk. I came to like well I did say it's gay. They wanted to put me in restaurants that should be selling food. Like I was like I had to like reach out, hello mom, Are you good? She was good. Am I good? I'm not good. And then it had to work because we wasn't working for me at all. You get? So for me it was harder. Like I tried breaking up, but I've broken back in because I can't do it.
It's cold outside.
Yeah. You get? Like I have my business that I run, but like yeah. So I know it's harder. Like I have an elder brother, my other cousin, like we grew up together. And Abel right now is in Asaba. Like he left for uni and then he just never came back. And he's doing so it was easier for him to leave and just he didn't show them like she was angry for a while. But like it was easier to accept because it's Abel. Like he has to fend for himself, like he needs to find himself. But for me it was there was no support. It was you're gonna come back. And I did. Do you get what I mean? So it was harder like
I think it depends. I don't think it's really about gender. I think it's about just your ability to fend for yourself. See, that time that you broke out, if you had an opportunity to make a lot of money and you were making a lot of money, you would not have come back. And they would have eventually come to terms with that fact. So I don't think it's about the gender. See, even as a lady, if you manage to break out and you survive for a period of time, like the reason why they say you come out is because they feel like what does he want to do?
Because it's harder for a girl. You are doing a business, right? During lockdown, that made it easy for like you were buoyant financially, relatively.
Yes.
So my point is, you had a business. It was easy for you to do advertisements. I have a business. I'm doing makeup, but like I've tried to sell. Like when I'm in business, like I've tried to market things and sell things. It doesn't work as easy. Like there are stereotypes. There are places women cannot work. There are places women like for being a woman, it's harder to work and just approach people. See the way you came into this house. Like when prior to this video, like there was a way it was easy for you to just as a girl. I'm taught to be cautious, like, and then there are spaces I can't just enter. So trying to make a lot of money is harder as a girl.
I disagree to an extent.
I'm proud.
I understand what you are saying, but I disagree to an extent because as a lady, when it depends on how you. I think marketing, gender does not really play a huge role. It's about your product and your strategy. There are lots of girls that sold what I sold during that lockdown. I'm no longer selling now, and they are still in business and they are doing way better than me. The honest truth is, as a gender, each gender you have your advantages. So it depends on how you can utilize
That's what
those advantages.
I want to just say that if we go into this gender thing, we will come out.
I want to ask
You can't
something.
say that because you're not a woman. It's not your experience. So it's easy for you to say. It's like when your father will say, "Oh, I did this at that time at my age. I was doing." Well, it's not your experience. You will not be able to tell. You won't be able, so women have to work like
Extra hard.
For women, they can see that what you're putting, the effort you're putting in, and they can see the double effort that they have to put in because
To
it's
get
their
to where you're
experience.
getting
But
to.
you won't see it. Like what she said, how you walked into the room and you were just,
It was harder for
everybody.
us.
But for me, you come in, you first feel shy, you first look
Like
around,
they
you
say,
first.
Shy.
But you want, for men, you have to display, you have to perform your.
And you said
but we don't
something
have
about
that.
every gender has an advantage. It's how you use.
Mm-hmm.
For a girl, it's your breast, it's your beauty, it's your
So what?
bottom, you're a fool.
But
Yeah, no,
there's
for
not
you.
advantages.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So my point, I go into somewhere to pitch something. For you, if you walk into a boardroom to pitch, it's going to be easier for them to listen to what the product you're marketing. If I enter somewhere to pitch, it's going to be they are listening, but then at the end of the day, okay, I can give you this and more, but you're going to have to do something. Like
Scratch
it's very
the back and scratch
yes.
the
So it's harder for girls to. It's harder. Like we are leaving gender alone. People should fight in the comment section. But like when it comes to adulting, it's not just money, right? It's not just money. You're thinking about your sex life, your social life,
Kenny.
your friends, like your relationships, just different things that you have to like get to. Friendship as a child is basically bringing sweets for your friend, and then friendship as an adult, it progresses.
Okay.
And then so friendships have progressed. A lot of things have progressed. You get. So how do your parents handle this? We are talking about living, like trying to be adults outside parents, like at our age, right? So how do your parents handle? You're not on a man. You're not the girl that needs to buy tutus for as a child. You want to wear a short skirt. but it's Nigeria, it's Africa. You're now this person, and then I want to dye my hair. I remember when I dyed my hair during lockdown, my head was burning, like, because that is painful. My father told me to go and dye it back black. Like, it was lockdown, I was in the house, I was locked down. But they were like, do you get what I mean? Like, how do you find yourself outside? Like, how do they react to you finding yourself? Like, okay, she's this person and she wants to have plenty piercings. She's this person and she's having sex. Like, how do they? Or do you just hide it?
Does
And
anyone
you don't
actually
want
Mom
to
says I'm not having sex, so
does anyone
out there.
actually tell their parents they're having sex?
No, I think this,
your parents
I think
know
this
you're
is the
having
part where you can make
are you
your
having
gender.
sex? Are you even
chill. Now, that is a very sensitive question. My parents know I'm having sex. I feel like they know because there have been situations
Why?
where...
Do
let's
they
not go
think your
into
sister
that.
is having sex?
No, they don't think she is having sex. Obviously, she's the good child of the house. But there have been situations where they've caught me in compromising positions. So they... With women, yes, please, with women. With women. No, just I have to specify. Yes, with women. So, so I feel like they know, but the only thing my dad tells me, I feel like that's the only thing I like him about. It's just like the day you impregnate a girl, the day you are leaving my house, and I will only give you money for Pampers, and it's 500. And I'm looking like Pampers is not 500.
But they are condoning the idea that there's a chance.
Yes,
No,
there's a chance.
So they are okay with you finding yourself outside that baby that they knew.
Yeah, I think so.
like I said before, I never got the chance like
Break out.
properly break out on my dad because it was more like my dad to everything. I mean, my mom is very supportive. I mean, I tell her I want to do something, she might disagree at first. And okay, I think this was my first piercing, my smiley piercing. I asked her when she said no. I asked her again, she said no. I still went ahead to do it. I went back to the house. I hid it for like 2 days. But I mean, it's like a smiley. We are always
So,
talking.
yeah.
I will talk, I will laugh, she'll see it. But she never just approached the topic. And I feel like at the point she just got used to
Seeing you
it,
with this,
exactly.
and she
And, like,
accepted it eventually.
and the first time I dyed my hair, I dyed it to I think blonde. Then I went back home. I think I even told my mom while I was at the salon that I was going to dye my hair, so she wasn't too surprised. But my dad, I think he saw me, he did not say anything. Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. I entered my room. He did not say anything. For like 2 days, I just think that this I was
talking to you.
2 days, 3 days, 4 kilo shele. What's going on? And normally, like the only time like that we had to talk then was like car rides. It's like he's going out and nobody come and follow me. That's like the only time we have to like talk and gist and just bond basically. And I noticed that he wasn't doing that. I was like, then when he's now going, I'm like, Daddy, I should follow you. You say no. I should no. That's why I knew something was over and everything. But we never actually like talked about it. I feel like after a while he got used to it. So I think I saw a tweet around that time that said, do what you want to do. African parents will adapt to it one way or the other. And I actually agree because I mean I got my piercings. There was no way for like them to say, okay, go and close. How do I want to close? It's just super.
Their values are there, but eventually they will
Yes.
learn to accept
Accept,
who you are.
yeah.
I'm sorry, you guys. Ope left, but yeah, he left because he had an exam. So yeah, we'll just continue with them. What do you guys think of pressure when it comes to adulting? I guys know that pressure. Who is causing pressure?
I think pressure firstly comes from, say, family members
For you,
that think you are doing well and they want to start depending on you. It starts from your siblings. You know, they don't really know the full picture because they're not there yet. They don't know how much you're learning. They don't know how to survive. They just think, oh, my brother says so, they don't be careful. So it comes from them. Then your cousins. They start thinking, that means they start billing you small. It's not like they start whining you, bro, how far? So you just see the pressure. I think the pressure does not come directly at first. It comes from the little things. People feeling entitled to money on their birthday, like, okay, bro, this my birthday now. Show me love. That's where it starts from. Then pressure comes to deadlines to say you have an event you want to go to, you want to have fun. Your friends are going out, they are enjoying themselves. You want to do that. Understand? You want to buy a new phone, you want to get a better phone. So I think it's always from the little things. You are living somewhere, you want to be more comfortable.
You need an AC.
You need AC, you need a TV, you need. So it's the pressure does not end. I don't think in adulting the pressure ever ends because no matter how much you have or how much you make, you always keep wanting and needing more.
Yeah, I know it doesn't end. I don't think it ends, but like I'm asking, we are all new to this adulting thing. We've not been in it for 10 years. You get what I mean? So how did you this pressure? You said that for you, it started with family, but like how did you handle it? Like from when you started, or how are you handling?
I think about handling, nobody really has it figured out. About handling it, there's no arc. It's just at some point you just come to terms with the fact that see, nothing, anything where they come, we will get down. You just find a way to go through day by day. And alcohol has really helped me,
I'm not really going to be for camera. So yeah, I don't do.
Is there pressure?
There is actually, but I feel like most of the pressure is actually from myself. Like I feel like more of the pressure, most if not all self, is like self-induced. It was yes, has like something to do with like me just pressure, just like what am I doing? Why am I? Yes, what am I doing? Why? I don't like comparing. I don't do that. I want this. Why can't I get this? Not like material things. Just like I want to attain this particular level, or like exactly. Why can't I do it? What am I not doing well? What am I not doing right? And then I just start like I just go back to but like
how does that affect your mental health?
Affects it a lot actually. Like I said, I totally withdrew from like social media for like this past few weeks because I felt like the things I was seeing
on social media also pressurizes you.
Yes, I will not say pressure. Okay, yeah, it does, but like it's not like the things I'm seeing makes me question myself and like what I am doing. But at the same time, I don't like compare myself to people. I don't want to explain. I don't compare myself. Okay, since this person has this and why don't I have? No, it's more of like just seeing
these things are attainable, man. So
yeah,
what
exactly.
are you doing wrong that you know?
Exactly. I'm not saying why does this person have that.
It's just that these things are attainable.
Exactly.
Man. So why can't I attain it?
I think I had a lot of pressure earlier, because I dropped out of uni in final year. So yeah, dropping out was really hard. Dropping out was really hard because a lot of my mates were graduating at the time and I wasn't graduating, so it was easy to be pressured. Everybody was going for final year week and I didn't even know what was going on in my life at the time. And then moving from there to a different state and seeing everybody doing NYC or doing things with their life. So I did have that pressure, but I have dropped it along the way because I have realized that my life is very different from everybody's life. Maybe not dropped it 100%, but learning along the way that you can't live with this pressure on your back. You have to live for yourself. And I think dropping out and disappointing my parents sort of helps them, I guess, like reassess themselves so they don't pressure me to do anything or be anything or whatever I give them. They're like, yay, amazing girl, oh my god. Like, yeah. So
you're grateful.
Yeah, they're very, very grateful. Like they're just like, yeah, I love you. So yeah,
you don't succumb to pressure.
I do succumb to pressure. Do I? It's only if I want to do the thing. If you're talking about peer pressure, it's only if I want to do the thing already and I'm thinking about it and people are doing it.
Everybody here has a source of income. Because spoke about income in the beginning. How did you find that source of income? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
How did you find it?
How did you come realize that me I can make money from this thing? In 100 level, I was doing makeup for free until I did makeup for one girl and she dashed me 2K. And her sisters were downstairs paying makeup artists. So I did that. Hey, she felt guilty because her sisters were paying, and then throughout her final year week, she was getting free makeup. That's when I realized. And my mom used to send me my products, like every time. So I only had my color, like my skin range.
Yeah.
So I realized that okay, I could actually make money from this. So for me, it wasn't like adulting or pressure that made me realize. It was more like I was doing makeup anyways, so that was what it was. So how did you guys
really like have pressure? Well, like I feel like the first ever thing I was like how do I say? It just happened. I just found myself in that whole situation. I don't know if you guys heard about that Tradera time.
Yeah.
So like it was basically a like Forex Academy and like also like a network marketing thing. Like you would learn, but also like it's like me telling you, okay, you're my friend, come and learn with me. But like me bringing you onto that platform, I'm getting paid. So I mean, it was a lot because it was I remember the day. Me on the was it 8th of May? I remember like on the Friday, 8th of May, Friday, I think, 2020. That was when I actually registered on the platform. When I don't know if you guys know the daddy. You guys know the daddy, Emmanuel Adebisi. Okay. So it was he was not like basically talked to me exactly, and then the registration fee was I think $99, which was about like 40k there. Then how much would I receive for allowance? I think like 20-25 in a month. So I was like, when do I want to see 40k from? So as usual, like my first contact is my mommy. How far? This and this and this and this is what I mean. Exactly. So I'll need 40k. She said, 40k for what? I said, I shall explain everything. She was like, okay, but am I sure this thing is going to bring her? So we now decided and like agreed that okay, until that person that actually spoke her about it starts earning, that is when she can now say okay, go and join. So it was that Friday that he got paid. That same Friday was when I registered on the platform. She borrowed me. It's not like she gave me, she borrowed me. Everything shall worked out in the end. After like a month, I think that was when I got my first pay. I think it was like 46k. I took 40, I gave her. Maybe 6k, I kept it, I think for data or something. Then that was how it started. 46k every week. Before you knew it, 100 and something every week. How old was I? I think I was like 19 or so. I don't know about the age, but like that was the first time I was handling that type of money. I think the highest I earned while I was on the platform per week was about 400 and something every week. So that was what basically pushed me into the whole Forex
thing that
scene.
you're doing.
Exactly. Because as I was doing that, I made sure that I wasn't just doing
You were
that. I
learning
was also
Forex.
learning.
So now when that
Exactly.
drops, so that's how you found your niche,
exactly.
your career.
Exactly.
I think for me, I've always been a little bit of. It has always been about doing a little bit of many things. The first business I did was to sell ties. I'm a law student, so when I get admission, 100 level, I noticed that okay, people in my faculty they were wearing red ties. In my class, I was 100 level, they were wearing red ties. The big boys in the faculty they were not wearing red ties. They were wearing fancy
Different
ties, vintage ties that had different. So I'm like, okay. Then somebody started linking me up with somebody, took me to one market in Lagos. I got like 15 ties. I sold it for 1k each. I made like 15,000. That time I was collecting 6k per month. It was a lot of money, 15,000. I bought generator 7k. I bought, this I better pass my day one. So I was like, okay now. Then I did it as it was just like fast money for me.
Yeah.
Then after that, by my 200 level, I became quite popular in my class and to an extent in my faculty. Then I noticed people I sold ties to, other people were seeing and they were like, what do you get ties from? So people were messaging, I was like, okay, I have people that want to buy. So the next holiday I went home, I told my mom, this. She described the place. I got a friend of mine on the street to go with me. I went to the market, I got like, I think 30 to 40 ties. And so at that time I spent less than 15,000 to get all those ties. Even part of the money itself, I think I borrowed it from my mom or something. Then I did that again and I sold. Like I noticed that the ties were moved. Like then after that, I'm like, okay. I now had to message something like Alpha. What if I want to buy like
100?
And then it was like, okay, daddy, they sell it in Bay. Those ties are thrift. And thrift, they sell thrift in Bay. And it's like, okay, I can buy a Bay. He said the Bay at another time, don't let me disclose the price. But it was quite reasonable. And I'm like, okay, but I don't have this kind of money. So I spoke with the guy, like, okay, we'll share the money. We pay parts of the money for the bill. I'll pay parts, but I'll get to select first. So I selected first. I selected like say 2 ongoing ties. I carried it to Lorry. I had a network of resellers. I sold it. Like in matter of say weeks, I sold out all those. I'm like, okay. I called him again, Peter Alpha. I want to buy a bill.
The whole bill this time, you're not sharing.
The whole bill. Then I started buying bill of ties. And then I had a lot of. So then I was in 300 level. I contested for staying on PR. That was really what boosted my popularity on campus. Like I had a very large network. I had people in all the departments like selling ties for me. So that time I was just sitting at home and they were bringing money for me every week on ties. Like just ties. So that was what really boosted it for me. And in fact the tie was not even like the financial breakthrough thing. The tie was just like, okay, I'm making money. Then after that I moved into accessories and a lot of other things. Then I started making money from PR too. I started doing a lot of things. Like I can't even start going. Just think of anything.
You've done it.
I've done it. That's it. I've been a pimp before. I've seen.
Do you want to discuss that?
Okay, you were going to ask.
What is a pimp?
Your pimp is one that links people up with babes.
So like.
Is that why you find me on Instagram? I'm asking.
Yes, I also got a job that I worked last year. I worked for Newswire. Newswire is like, I don't know if you know Newswire on Twitter. They're like, it's a news company.
What's in a film
online. So I worked for Newswire for like I think 6 or 7 months as their social media manager. I've done work as PR and social media manager for a lot of other brands too. But like Newswire was really good for me. It was good for my mental health. Like my boss, Messi, she was really nice. Like she's still nice. She was very considerate. She's very considerate. She's in Germany. She's not in Nigeria, so she was like, yeah, you know what? I was able to like walk, and I think now that I've finished my exams, once I'm done with everything,
You're going back to work.
Yeah.
So for you just looked around and saw like things and get solutions, like the website thing. You just found solutions. How did you find yourself, like your career path?
Okay, so I've always been writing. I've always been writing, like since I was a child. And I think in uni was the first time, not
This year.
yeah, in 2012, it was the first time I realized that I could make money from writing, and I started to take it seriously. And in 2015, I made money from writing for the first time, and I kept growing that path, right? Got into the residency program. I got paid like every month for that, and that went well. And I thought that was going to be my thing, just writing. But then I dropped out of school. When I dropped out, I moved here and I was all on my own. And like I said, I had immediate needs that I couldn't be calling every time for. So I had to find something that I wanted to do. And I always wanted a bookstore because I love books. So I started a bookstore here, and that bookstore grew. It's similar to your story where like it grew to the point where you were making a lot of money, but then at some point you stopped making a lot of money and you started to get losses. That happened to me too. I also think it's the economy. I don't just think it's just the economy really beats 2019, 2020. Like it really, really, really fucking good.
I feel very unintellectual. It's fine.
So yeah, I made a lot of money from my bookstore. That went well. I was also writing on the side.
What?
So that went well. I got into TEF and then got into
foundation.
And she leads Africa. So I felt like that would be the thing, right? Until the pandemic happened and business really slowed down. And so I had to transfer the skills that I had learned from doing business over the years, because I also had another business that was not just for books, it was for other things. So I had to transfer those skills to other forms of work. So I started applying for real jobs, and I got comms jobs because I started studying communications as well. Oh, I actually remember how I got my first comms job. IT. So IT gave me my first comms job, and then after that I did well and I got another job. And then last year I was still going to go in that direction. I'm still going to go back to comms, of officially because I actually hate writing commercially. So yeah, I got this corporate job, and that sort of became my sole source of income, but it's still not actually because I freelance on the side as well. Like I do freelance writing for international man. I do. So money. But yeah, that's where most of my money comes from.
I wanted to talk about the whole influencing thing as well. Because when I gained admission, it was like, I think I already had friends in school that came like a year before. I already had like maybe 2-3 friends, and as luck would have it, and is that the correct phrase? I was like roommates with one of them in my 100 level, so I was like, okay, thank God, I someone that I know. So, but I feel like the kind of person I am, anywhere I find myself, I don't want to use the word popular, but like it's just very easy for me. It's very easy for me, like anywhere.
It's hard for me.
Even before university and everything. So
you knew that was the strength. Like you knew that when you went into places, you got popular.
I actually did not know that until like I actually realized it later on. But that was how it always had been like with me and everything for me. So I mean, I got to school, my friends were introducing me to their friends. I was becoming like, okay, I won't say friends with them, but like another kind of thing. And I just kept on knowing like that. And then it was time, I think it was the Pelumi. If you are watching this, I love you. He was the first person that was the Pelumi and also Pelumi, like Pelumi girl and then the Pelumi guy. They're both photographers. I think they were the first people to look at me and say, okay, I mean I like your face.
Your art.
I think it was that Christmas shoot.
Let's shoot. Let's see what we can create, all of that. And then that happened. I put pictures out. People, engaged, and more photographers were reaching out. More, my follower base was increasing. In a day, I could when I was still hot there. In a day, like 150 followers, organic, just following, engaging, all of that. In a month, it'd be like 2K, 3K followers, like that just kept on increasing because I was just photographers were reaching out. Let's create that. So I mean, exactly, because it was not like a hobby for me. I enjoyed doing it. I did not think of it like, okay, I can actually make money from this thing or something like that. But yeah, that was basically how it happened exactly. And I mean, the whole modeling thing, I never really went into it deeply. Like, okay, let's do runway modeling, for example. It was just always like a hobby for me and everything. And then it just became this freelance thing. Like, okay, you want us to work? This is my rate. I started like putting a price tag exactly because I felt like at the point I did not want to work for just pictures alone. Because I mean, then it was not work, like I said, it was like, okay, I have content to post, exactly. Still me in the pictures at the end of the day. But when it got to a point where, okay, they weren't so keen on like hearing my own side, like, okay, want to create this particular content now. Not like there was no what do you think. There was just this is what I want. And I'm like, if I'm getting what I want, then I should actually get what I want. Even if I'm not getting paid. Transport, logistics, just like the basics, transport, feeding, all of that. A whole lot of people ask, well, how did this happen?
You get into anything?
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like it just happened.
So generally, just hearing everybody's story, I feel like you just in life, like except just that, like I'm really ambitious. Like from a very young age, your thoughts like scribble down. Like I want work towards it, like a vision board from like a very young age. I feel like everybody just has their strengths and. I know I'm a talker. Like I know that I talk and I know how to talk well, right? So YouTube wasn't something that was difficult for me. You know how people postpone their YouTube channels? I postponed mine just because of school. Do you get like? It's not because it's difficult for me to be here right now. Do you get? It's not hard. So the way for you, business, talking to people, pitching ideas isn't difficult for him. For you, you just know that when you go into places, people want to know you. That kind of thing. So I feel like, and you they write since you smoke. So I feel like for everybody, you just know what works for you. Like everybody was born with, to each his own really. So I feel like from hearing, into where you're supposed to be. Like
can't you see that this is what?
Like if you now don't use it, so So yeah, I feel like from everybody's experiences, I can see that everybody has something that is for them, like a gift that is just for you, and then yeah, that's where we make our money and my money too. What has adult, like in conclusion, what has adulting taught you? Like 2 lines of like
Perseverance.
in a nutshell. What has adulting taught you?
Because life will show you shaky.
So for you,
Hey.
perseverance.
Hey, you go cry.
Let's just say,
Ah,
see, no matter what happens,
2 lines. 2 lines.
see, better days ahead.
where better they should enter my
Better days
Okay, I don't know.
Better days ahead, man. Like,
Hey.
I would say taking care of myself. That's what adulting taught me.
Speak.
Because I was, I'm sorry, but I was a child that used to feed until I was 8. Taking care of yourself is like tiny things, like refusing to go somewhere because you know you spend more money, or because you know you drink more, or you know, yeah, just choosing yourself and taking care of yourself. That's my
You also have to choose yourself. I learned that late.
Okay,
Choosing
so choose
yourself.
your
Yeah,
own.
you
I don't know how to. Till now, I don't know how to
I
choose
swear,
myself.
yeah.
Like, till now,
I feel like situations had to happen
Yeah, you're like, nah, man,
For me
next
to
time,
learn.
man,
Another
don't
thing
put
is-
yourself here.
Adulting is like a lifelong process. Like you don't learn how to be an adult once. Like you
I've
keep
even
learning,
noticed
you keep
that
realizing
you see
things.
similarities
Like,
with your parents as you grow.
Actually, I've seen
Like
a
you
lot of
see similarities,
Things
like
that
yeah, with your
I
parents.
am my
The
mother.
fact that my mom,
My
my mom is telling me no. My mom that typically would want to give me heaven and earth is saying no. And then my friend is asking me for something, and then I'm put in that difficult position to say no. I'm deeping that okay, she does not love you. She just doesn't have, because if I had, I'll be able to help her. So yeah, it's a process. You just never stop. For me, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't believe in better days. I just believe that this too shall pass. So I believe that, like everybody has said, life is a roller coaster, right? I don't think that there are better days, because with each stage in life comes its challenges. So I just believe that in that moment.
Because even at, like, sorry for cutting you, like,
Yes,
even
fine.
when you get to the better days, problems will
Yes,
still
so
be
I
for
don't
them.
believe in better. In no
So no
days,
matter the
I've been
level,
growing. I've not met better days that is ahead anywhere.
No matter the level,
I just
you know.
think that in this moment, okay, there was a time when my iPhone 8 was my problem. I got an XR. They stole the XR in December. I got another XR. I just really think that in those moments, just know, like that. I used to be very suicidal. This 2020 I used to catch cruise, like it was a very difficult year for me. I mean, like I said, I'm a very emotional person. So when I'm having emotions, it's extreme. It determines everything in that moment. I was depressed and I was suicidal. But then I realized now that things that I went through in 2020 did not pass. I wanted to get a phone, because when I went for makeup jobs, they were insulting me because I didn't have a portrait camera. Those things have passed. Now my problems are greater. They are massiver than that. Yes, they are massive. And then now it's like I have to solve this one. I not say another one different away. So I just know that I don't know. As human beings, we're just built to be able to persevere. Like it will pass, and then one will go different too. But I feel like if you notice, like from a child, the issue was learning how to walk. From learning how to walk, he was learning how to drive a bike. Then like now you're trying to get a phone yourself. Like I feel like the little things prepare you for the next one. So I just feel like life nothing really overwhelms, in my opinion. Like what you were saying, like nothing can shock you anymore, because that's why nothing has taught me. This too shall pass. Again. So yeah, I think life is a movie. Yeah, it is a film. Bro,
There's this old poem. Life is a stage. I mean something like that. I've forgotten the name.
I'm not the real poem. You had to.
It was like
You
like
can
primary
remember.
school. Life
Life
is a stage. I mean,
Before you fight.
Alright, so this was a very, 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 very interesting conversation. It went better than I expected. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. I hope I'm able to edit it and like put in parts that like matter to you. I really hope that you leave your comments in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Comment on our clothes. Just say any and everything. Relate to points and stuff, and just share this video to people. I hope that you look forward to my next video. in this series. And yeah, see you guys in my next video.
Bye.
Learn to say bye bye.
Cheers.